So maayong gabi sa inyong tanan. Hello for everyone that is here. Um, we're just gonna start. I know folks said they're gonna come and hopefully people will trickle in, but I just want to share a little bit about this gathering and really just my own intentions of, I was kind of asking Rad about this. It's very emergent, but I really wanted to have this space to share about folks who have been part of the Bangka project. And, I've been talking to a lot of folks and people are curious. And, there's been a lot of just interest in taking part and where it's at. But also I really want to like position also like where it's currently and also like maybe dreaming of how to move forward as a form of kind of getting together, especially karon nga it's starting to be warmer again, maybe doing activities around it. And so I'm really grateful for r.a.d and to kind of also yeah open to sharing a bit about this. And I want to also share that hopefully this is something we can continue doing. This is just the beginning, I like to say. And also just like I realized that doing it virtually is convenient for a lot of folks who are coming from different areas. um so I'm really Hi Abby, I'm really happy to see your faces here. So I'm really grateful, to be in like community with you all, but also just to kind of um co-create this space. It's very emergent. And again, bahala na. We're just gonna share and talk, and hopefully people also have that time. And also I want to share that we are doing this through the school co-op that I'm a part of, that we are kind of starting. And part of this is really having a container where to kind of have where to hold a lot of the maybe educational aspects of it, but also maybe curious to hear what folks also think about that, or what that looks like. Um, because there's a lot of opportunity for this to become also a chance for a lot of especially younger people to learn about the history, but also our connection to the water and the things that we are dreaming of doing, and everything. Anyways, I'll just stop. So just to kind of like share a little bit, Sarita is actually going to share a little bit of the school, just to kind of like contextualize like what we're about for those folks who are curious, but also for folks who are still it's like, why we are here. So Sarita, and maybe we can do a little thing, share.
Sure. Thank you, Champoy and r.a.d and Kahayag. Thank you for that opening song. And thanks to everyone for tuning in. It's an honor to be here. I had the pleasure of riding in the Bangka at one point during the inaugural day with Lidagat, our child. And it was just really beautiful to witness all the work y'all been putting into such an intentional remembering and prayer that seems to really connect with so many hearts and so many other Indigenous canoe journey movements. So it's just really incredible to see what y'all are up to. And thank you for inviting me, Champ, to do a little opening centering embodiment exercise. And I'm one of the 8 worker owners of School for the Ecocene Cooperative. We just became a co-op this January after planning our co-op formation for a couple years. And so it's really exciting to see now that the stewards are hosting events and that we're getting more community input on vision and scope of what kind of classes and programs and learnings people want to share. And as we build out the co-op, we're definitely going to be opening it up to new members, cooperative members, community members, worker owner members, but little by little, one step at a time. So, and I want to acknowledge the lands that I'm on currently are Ohlone Uchiun lands. sitting by some amazing plant relatives, Ceanothus. Shout out to Ceanothus plant. Buckeye over here, and some redwoods nearby a stream. So want to honor them and acknowledge them, and also mention gratitude for all of your ancestors. And I feel lucky to be in community with so many incredible Filipinx artists and activists and educators. And my own ancestors are coming from Cajun, Celtic, and Andean communities. And I think I'll stop there. I am gonna have to go off screen after this movement to pick up Lida, our child, and be in transit, but I'll still be having the microphone on until I get home. Okay. So invite us to place our hands on our hearts and our stomach. Apologize, I'm not able to share the full effect, but hands on our heart and our stomach, and invite us, if we feel comfortable, to close our eyes and take a deep breath and let it out with a sound. Ah. And let's do 2 more of those. Another deep inhale. And let it out with a sigh. Ah. And on the last one, if you want to stick out your tongue too and make the sound, inhale, exhale. Ah. And invite us. Hi, Ryan. I see your face. So good to see you. Invite us to raise our hands up and start shaking them. Shake them, shake them, shake them. Wiggling them. Let them be floppy worms, floppy fish. Loosen it up, loosen the shoulders. Wiggle your booty, wiggle your hips, your head. Pick up the tempo. And on the count of 3, we're gonna place them anywhere in our body that wants a little extra love and support right now. 1, 2, 3. We can just sit with the sensations of the energy from our hands sinking into our bodies. Connecting with the pace and the sound of our breath. And in this space, invite each person to think of an intention they might have for joining this beautiful gathering this evening. Any intention you might have. Holding that in your heart. And when we feel ready, you can wiggle back out of, if we had our eyes closed, you can open them and invite anyone that wants to share their intention either on the mic or in the chat if you feel comfortable. Definitely would love to hear it. And perhaps if you want to share name and pronoun and habitat where you currently find yourself, that could be cute too. So I can start. Sarita, she, her, they, them pronouns. Habitat is riparian, Huchiun habitat. And intention is to listen. And I'm gonna mute, and anyone that feels called to, feel free to hop on the mic. Thank you.
r.a.d, I think your audio is not. Other people. Yeah. I'll just go ahead. So yeah, for those of you, I feel like I know everybody, just kind of champoy, they, them, he, him pronouns, yeah. But also, yeah, my intention is just to really open this up and to kind of allow us to gather in this space. Yeah, for things to emerge and just to witness each other. Um, trying to see and hear about the history of the Bangka, but also really to dream with everyone here, where where we want to go, what we want to do, in relationship to that, and with each other.
I guess all of us are scared and shy. So I guess I'm gonna go first, even while being scared and shy. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. My name's Orion. I use they, he, she pronouns. I hope you don't mind that I'm laying down. Um, I am currently what some would call a Snorlax. But I just finished a workshop, and so I'm just resting. I currently reside on the Shawnee Lonely Lands. Um, maybe I think I kind of just feel like it makes sense for me to say I feel like kind of like a house cat. That's like my ecology because I've just been inside all day, cooped up on a computer. We all know the cats get on those. And I don't know, sorry, I'm just saying a lot of stuff of it. But yeah, I'm just excited to be here. So grateful to everyone that's in this circle and um yeah, just feeling so honored to be able to share space and to be in this dream and this prayer with you all. Um yeah, I just my ancestors and me are very grateful. So yeah, happy to be here. And I don't know. I feel like if nobody is gonna volunteer, I will volunteer someone to go.
I
I'm just playing. I'm just kidding.
I'll go, Ori. Can you all hear me? Okay. I'm on Zoom on my phone and I can't tell. But so beautiful to be in a space with you all. I see so many faces that I love so dearly. And I know there's hearts and people that I also have yet to know. Um, but my name is Kahayag. I use siya, kanya, they, she pronouns. I'm currently on Chabekar territories, which is also known as San Jose in Costa Rica. I was here to see my mother because she's often not very close in my vicinity, and oops, Costa Rica was very close usually. But my intention to be here with you all in this space is to support my community. And sorry, did I cut out? The Wi-Fi keeps going in and out for me, but I'm here to support my community, and I'm here to sprinkle and pour my love into the currents that are bringing us all together here. And yeah, to pour our love into the waters once again. But I love you all dearly, and I will pass it on to Abby.
Hi, everyone. Abby and Shide. I am on Pomo, Kashaya, Wapo, Miwok territory. Here in Santa Rosa, there's a place where a lot of nations converged and tended a big patch of dogbane that was like 40,000 acres. So people would come from, the coastlines and more inland and convene and tend to these plants. So it's kind of in a center, like a cultural center. Thank you, Leng, for sending the invite. And I have been in and out of the Bangka Journey over a few years. My hands have touched and sanded and the Bangka. And I think I just need to be here and with you all and in a place of ancestral healing and connection for myself. And to just kind of awaken. I just feel, yeah, there's so much ancestral remembrance for me that has awoken and wants to continue awakening. And I need your reflections and I need connection and all that goodness, and want to also witness and listen. So that's me. I'm gonna popcorn it to let's go to Laing. Did I
Hi,
see it?
everyone. Yeah, that it's actually not my name. Here, I'll change it. My name's Rebecca. Thanks, Abby. Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. Yes. I didn't know this was gonna actually work, but I made it. Hi guys. I'm in Hiroshima. I'm in Japan, and it's 11:30 a.m. And I wanted to come in and just say hi, and also eventually maybe later share some photos. I only was able to physically be in presence with the Bangka last summer, when I came to stay with Champ and Sarita. And it was just what an amazing, interesting moment of just, I flew in from Japan, I arrived the night before, and then in the morning, Champ invited myself and a friend, Mandela, who came to meet me from Chicago, to go receive the Bangka when it was coming back to Santa Rosa. And so I took some photographs of that, and we sang and we ate, and it was just such a beautiful moment. So when I saw that you were doing this, Champ, I was like, oh, I just want to be there to, hear everyone's stories, because I would love to hear more about everyone's experience. I wish I could. I don't live in California anymore, but of course I've heard about it. I always see what's happening, and all the different ways that it's been molded and adorned and loved. So yeah, I'm here on the journey too. I'm kind of paralleling from across the ocean, but love thinking about it as a vessel, and kind of sending you guys some Asia vibes, like all the way from over here, from the other side. Hello from me. Okay, I'm gonna pass it to who has not gone yet?
I think Dara and Ruby.
Okay, Dara, go ahead.
Hey everyone. Thank you for the grounding, Sarita. I know why Lida looks after you. And also just this container that's being held here. I actually went by Janice, but I'm going by Dara lately, so feel free to call me either way. And nice to see everyone here too. Nestor, r.a.d, Kahayag, wow, champoy. Um, I'm in Huichin in Oakland, in Oak Savannah habitat, and I go by she, they, Sia also. And I haven't touched the Bangka in a while, but I've also sanded her and also helped make paddles, and in the earlier days. And I actually haven't ridden on her, like haven't had a chance to be in the water with her. So I'm mainly here because I'm curious, and also I'm here to reconnect. I'll pass it on to Ruby, since r.a.d, you're going last. Okay.
Thank you, Dara. Hey, y'all. Some beautiful familiar faces here. Love y'all. Hi, everyone. Ruby, she, they, calling in from Alone Lands, West Oak. Intentions for being here. Just, I know this journey and process has been a part of champoy and Ori's world, and just curious, don't really know much about the Bangka or the history, so just wanting to be immersed in yeah, what that means to y'all and ways that you're inviting folks in to be a part of the process. And just love y'all. That's all. Just love, pure love. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nestor, and
Can you hear it? Yes.
yeah, and I'm glad that my wife Leng invited me to this because I've been involved, with Bangka Journey from almost in the beginning, and I'm really happy to see. Um, and I'm really looking forward to getting to know all of you as well, and all the great works that you guys are doing. So my intention is just really be open and be curious and really just um, reconnecting with everyone and listen. So let's make something happen.
Okay. So I'm Mylene Leng Leng. I respond to all of my names. I have many other names, but you're welcome to call me what fits for you. Um, we're both here in Wichin and really just here to share and dream with you all and share dream stories that a number of folks here have been from the very beginning built this canoe, this bangka, and this community. Whether the ebbs and flows of the water, just like the seasons, it comes and goes. But just really grateful for Champoy and Sarita, Orion for creating this space. Thank you. This is, I think, the first time I've ever done a Zoom for bangka stuff. So, for folks who have been with the bangka before, if I forget some of the historical bangka stories, please chime in.
Yeah.
I invite you to share because that would be helpful.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And again, it makes me really happy. I'm really kind of just like seeing all these faces together, even though this is a virtual space. I'm really grateful and also just humbled by everything that everyone shared. So yeah, I was gonna share the video first, maybe just to kind of, I don't know, we love pictures, we love little, so there is a video that I want to share just so we can kind of, and then maybe Rad can talk after this to make sure I have the screen. Okay. Let me make sure I have this. So this, okay. So this is the Kamayan one, Santa Rosa, right? Okay. Okay, everybody, make sure let me know if you can hear
The sunny video? Is it the sunny video?
Should I do that first or the Kamayan?
The sunny video.
I'll do the sunny one. Gotcha. So this is a video. This is a video made by Sunny Liviste. I don't know if you want to talk a little bit before I show it or just show it and then you can talk after.
Yeah, just show.
Gotcha. Make sure share sound. Okay. Gotcha. Can see it?
Mm-hmm.
Wanted to have the canoe as a teaching mechanism. Everything went into the canoe, just like we're doing right here. Everything goes into the canoe and everything comes out. And that's what we learned, was that this canoe was the backbone of what we had to do, the culture building.
Our journey, all of our journeys could not be taken alone. A journey alone is exile. We have to say yes to our cultures, even if it's things we don't know or don't understand. That's how we stand up for things. We don't have to be all riotous. We just have to say yes to our own. And that's what's happening.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for that video. I really Okay. Ooh, wow. Yeah. See, I have the chills.
Hey,
Yes,
yeah, the chills.
definitely having that. Yeah, I was rad. If you want to share, I know, like, yeah, there's a lot of images there, and it's so beautiful to actually see it and to recognize like so many beautiful like people, in there. And Holly's here. Holly. Um, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna shut up and let Rad share.
Can you share the link, the other link, the Dream Talk stories? Because that'll help.
Yes.
Thank you. Or
Do
I
you
can,
want me to open it for you or to share this?
or
Talk louder.
actually, let me share it.
Yeah, you
So,
can share it. You should be able to share your screen. Let me know.
okay. Are you able to see the screen? Yeah, okay, good. So I am the BE, everyone. Welcome, Holly. Um, and Dara, it's nice to meet you and everyone else too. The sharing about Balik sa Dagat Bangka Journey, which is Balik sa Dagat is returned to the sea canoe journey. Um, and in this presentation here, it's actually a presentation I created for Fonz. Their fifth, their one of their anniversaries last year's, but I wasn't able actually to present it. This is my first time sharing this in this way, and even in a virtual format. Um, as you can see there, this is the Bangka she was, and in her first time in the water, back in 2021 during a water test. So she does float. And Holly and Titania were the ones that presented for the FONS conference, 40th presentation. And the connection with this and FONS in Seattle is my friends Shelly and her mom Diane Vandiola. I reconnected with them at the FONS conference back in 2011, and they had invited us, me and Holly, to join the Paddle to Swinomish event that their tribe, the Swinomish tribe, was hosting for the first time. Oh no, in 2011. Um, and it's a kind of a full circle having shared this presentation at Font's 40th years later. This is an immensely historical Bangka image of the Bangka on the water at Santa Rosa Spring Lake. And Holly, myself, and Brenda, one of the elders, actually who was built and born here but never um, done anything with carving before. And here we are. This was 2021, years later since the inception in 2012, the winter of 2012. And um, on the land here is overlooking is Manang Leni, as folks, including Sarita and the Dagat, experience this amazing experience. I'd like to honor the indigenous peoples of this fertile island and all the inner islander tribal connections, honoring the first Filipinos that have landed in this fertile island down in Morro Bay. As we build new vessels, not just to remember, what our ancestral seafaring traditions, but also to continue and relearn and reconnect. So, this journey started with many blessings also from Babaylands, from the islands. And even before the building of the Bangka, it was blessed with many prayers and ceremonies in the islands with different indigenous Babaylands. And connecting it to also the support and allyship of our communities with indigenous people in Standing Rock and folks, I think Holly and Janice or Donna participated with that. And it begs the question, or as a reminder for folks who are maybe new to indigenous solidarity, is how are you showing up in support of that? Indigenous connections here, as well as back home in the islands, or whatever your indigenous connections may be. Check this out, Holly. Our first conversations coming back from paddle to Swinomish. The three of us with Joy, just talking stories about dreaming of let's connect um, the route of our ancestors to the waterways. And next thing we're building this canoe with a gifted log from El Frank and Native communities. At Paddle to Swinomish, we met Lolo Babe, Dr. Daryl Babe Wilson, who has been a big part of dreaming up for myself this Bangka Journey Balik sa Dagat dream. So with his guide, and Holly, please help me with share that story of the dream medicine was the force of beginning of Bangka Journey. So these are images of our time during Paddle to Swinomish with Indi Pinoys, the Swinomish Bisayan friends. And very much, I had never been to a tribal canoe journey. This was my first time. And we had been volunteers of the Protect the Mother Earth Task Force doing recycling, the recycling program. And these are Shelley's family. Very much proud of their mixed background. And the welcoming of the canoes when they arrive is such a beautiful experience. And that year, it was Shelley's uncle who had the theme for the journey was loving, caring, and sharing. And Shelley's uncle had created that theme. And that carries on throughout throughout our gatherings is the same. This link will be shared with folks, so you're welcome to peruse through it. There's videos and other information. But looking back to it helped me connect back to what our ancestors looked like in the waterways. This is I think a sketch of a Karakoa and how our ancestral warriors were in the waters. And just even the beauty of the vessel itself and how you'd have to work as a team to get through the waterways and back home. And this is also honoring those who have passed on. Ate Rachel Sullivan, who has been an immense force in healing and connecting with other healers. Um, Here's an image of El Frank, and El Frank Manriquez is the one that had gifted us the log. Just go through these. When we had our first carving workshop with Uncle Philip, it was the winter of 2012 was one of the wettest winters I've had here. This is what um, the log looked like at that time. But in the video, you saw the beginnings of it, which was started by the Maori carvers, and also other indigenous folks that had started the building of the canoe. And just want to honor our canoe family, the Tongva Pakiwovum canoe family, who without them, Bangka Journey wouldn't exist. And some more images of I think it was like a week long where Uncle Phil um, came down from Seattle and taught us about the tribal canoe journeys, and brought in a plank or a paddle that Janice took a lead on. And this is the first group that started building. It was a very cold winter. That's what I remember. You see here Alexis and Mel, and I'm pointing out Mel because he had invited Bangka Journey for upcoming potential showcasing of the Bangka this summer in Vallejo. We'll see how that will go. Many gatherings, and here is Alexis with El Frank, Alexis Canilio, who is the main caretaker of the Bangka at some point, because it was at his place and he was much closer to where the Bangka was. But also he's the one that had connected us to El Frank and the dugout. Maybe Ollie and Denise could also pitch in. Our carvers started out with Uncle Phil, Philip H. Red Eagle, who's a co-founder of the tribal canoe journeys up in the Pacific Northwest, but also connected with Kuya Lagitan as another carver that taught us the ifugao, woodworking, and also healing sessions. So it wasn't just about building the canoe, but it was also healing sessions throughout the gatherings with songs and dances and food. She was a 20-something foot that's now 23 foot long. This is how she looked like, and we had to dug out all of that at one point. Learning also not just to make a canoe, but learning how to make paddles, the bugsay. And small healing circles, women's circles that would just happen impromptu. And the community and my family visiting too. I don't know what my time is, so let me know, Champ.
You can keep going, r.a.d. Yeah, I think we're good.
Before the Bangka was made it to the water, and before she even made it up to the air, this is at this Sonoma County Museum. She was on land at Alexis's place, and of course in Santa Rosa during the fire season. And so she'd survived the fire around the Northern California fires. And this is just her first time being in the museum space. So for folks who have ideas or connections with other museum sites, please, this can happen again. One of the other things that we've also worked on is a collaboration with NAPISEV, which is the National Organization of Asians and Pacific Islanders Ending Sexual Violence. So we had created a curriculum called the Peace Bangka Peace Canoe healing curriculum. And it's available free online for folks to access. But it's provided a space for folks with ancestral traumas through sexual violence, whether through the past or recent violence. And the theme of it is water, reconnect, align, transform, and heal, which interestingly enough spells wrath, but it's deconstructing that into a healing way. So digging deep, healing, letting go, and sailing on through craft making, little canoe vessels, and sending off, what's not needed and putting in what Uncle Phil had said, put in what you need. And just a reminder for folks to, in terms of trauma work and releasing, is to go easy on yourselves, because we are clearing out thousands of years of outdated conditioning. And just a reminder of the timeline of the tree trunk. Yeah, it takes time. And I wish Alexis was here to share, because he has many beautiful stories to share, but he had, in this image here, taught my twin nieces the Bangka dance, and shared, not Bangka dance, Bugsay dance, and shared it at different gatherings and spaces. So musayaw sa balud, wish you were here. We've also had collaborated with Sama Sama Youth Program, where now they're here. You see them. I think they're like 10 years old now. They're teenagers or older, but really wonderful to have the young ones be connected to our seafaring ways. And lots of dances and songs. And thank you, Kahayag, for that beautiful song in the intro. It's a space where folks in the community didn't even know they were related and met during our gatherings. And Manuel and Alexis just started sharing stories and found out that they're related. And I know there's folks here that have similar stories. Rachel and Len Len. So many things. One of the wonderful connections that Ate Rachel had linked us is with the Yoruban elders. Baba Kasali, who was a master shrine carver, who actually taught us how to make this the splash guard of the Bangka. That's this yellow thing in the front. That's the splash guard. That's what he's working on. And in Baybayin, that's the word balik sa dagat.
So this is Holly. I'll interject just a bit. So the Bisayan was designed originally by Christian Kabuyan, and so actually the Yoruba folks that came, they were all babalaos, and we had an iya, so they were actually priests and priestess that came, and the cultural exchange took place at the creek at Alexis's place. So it was really made it complete, because this is really the world Bangka, and to have all the hands of all the peoples to construct the Bangka was really important. I just wanted to add that in. It wasn't just that they were elders, they were actually priests and priestesses, babalaos and iya.
Yes.
In fact, the Iya, she gifted us Oshun water, which was really awesome, like blessed water from that river.
Yes. And to add more about the World Canoe. So the Cultural Conservancy actually had a program. I can't remember what it's called right now, but they had called it the World Canoe Project. Protect the Mother Earth youth project, I think. And for whatever reason, that didn't get completed, and that's where we had come in the midst of after the Maori carvers came and students from San Francisco State and their Melissa Nelson and the Cultural Conservancy. So yes, blessed with Oshun waters and her first being on the waters in 2021 at the first water test. And so relieved to see her float. Folks came and even strangers that helped to help us carry her to get her to the water. And folks even came from as far as LA to visit, and also different parts of the Bay Area. And that's actually the first time I met Lidagat in Sarita. And many folks here, Fanua, his communities. So recently, in 2022, since I'd been out of the loop with building with the Bangka, I connected with Filipino Advocates for Justice, and had done some craft making with their staff, and also introduced Bangka Journey concepts, and even created a report on I think the first Filipino survey on mental health in Alameda County. And when you see this link, you can go into this link here to access it. And Sama Sama Youth came again at the farm, and I think that's when I started connecting with champoy. And just reminders from Lolo Babe to keep creating. The Bangka rest at where it's actually started at El Frank's place. But we've been working on the paddles that has been gifted to the Swinomish family and Uncle Phil. I think this is where it stopped. That's where I had connected with you all.
Wow. Yeah, it's so beautiful to see all these images and to really like hear it from your experiences of like how you have been involved and really like catalyzed the kind of creation of the Bangka. And I feel very grateful to be able to hear this from you, because I feel like this is really part of what I want, you know, like this kind of oral like storytelling, and just like, you know, especially from the direct people who have experienced it directly. Yeah, and you know, I feel that these kinds of virtual gatherings, to be honest, I wasn't really sure about how these can go and how this was going, but I am really grateful that we are doing this right now. And I was just curious too, for folks who want to add to what r.a.d had shared and who were there also in that time. I think this comes from a curiosity of maybe what was the general feeling. Did you had already a feeling that you were a part, you know, or how did it feel to be a part of that? Was there a sense that this was going to be that we're gonna find ourselves in 2023, and maybe, yeah, I was just curious, or I don't know if also that question makes sense.
Um, I have to just share though, a big part of this was coming through dreams. Um, you had we had been texting earlier about, we don't know what we're doing, right? And I really didn't know what I was doing. My background back then I was a public health nurse. I'd never built a canoe. Um, and it's through these connections with awakening the spirit of our ancestors and answering to the call of that. Whether I knew what to do, but it's just answering to it, and praying and being guided, and meeting up with um like like-minded and dream-minded folks. 'Cause there's a lot of I don't know what we're doing. And I know a lot of the folks that have built this canoe had a lot more information than I did. I'm just really honored to be able to um build this together with it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I don't know if you want to add to that, Holly or Dara, having been there. Hi.
I just want to say hey to everyone. Oh my gosh, I miss so many of you, and it's nice to connect here. For those that don't know me, Shakni Hali Kalika, Shakni Simatu, Shakni Siikitu Tikati. There are no mistakes around, where we are in time, the places that we go, the earth that we're on, the universe that we're in this time together. The ancestors brought us here and wanted us to connect with each other. So things come into alignment. When they come into alignment, there's been a lot of people in and out of Bangka Journey, and a lot of life changes for a lot of folks. It's great. Janice is here. We had our campfires in the beginning. I do want to backtrack a little bit, and then Abby's here. Abby and her family, assisted. There's so many different young people that have come through, and also elders that have come through that it's difficult to name them all. It's a lot of the community. But just to step back a little, I just want to say, our relations with First Nations here is, oh, look at the dog and the dogs. And the dogs came to the Bangka too. We had many of them, but it's just like our relations with, all things that exist, especially the waters. I think at the time when Leng and I went up north, it wasn't just that, but it was just, deepening our relationships with folks that are connected to the water in a deep way. And so I think like on a worldwide level, everyone is connecting with Earth in the best way that they can, and with all the stories that that led us here, the dreams that led us here, and then like if linking hands with other people that we're in alignment with, led us here. So, it's really important, the work that Cultural Conservancy was doing. Actually, what they had done is they had started the World Canoe, but it was all part of a program called Guardians of the Waters. And so, because I remember I was asked to do the initial training, because they were just starting that, and they trained a bunch of different young people. But I worked with them in the beginning to bring ceremony into it, like what is the purpose in the ceremony, and then after that they continue that. Cultural Conservancy now does a lot of work around foodways, so they have a couple farms that they're working on. So all these things are really important for all of us, and I'm really happy that there's new folks that are interested. There's new folks that are interested in doing that. I want to mention, and I could put the link into the chat. I want to mention that quite a while ago, Lenny Strobel wrote what she had wanted to have us publish in a magazine, I think at the time, but let me copy the link and then you'll have access to that. It does have some of the names of the folks, and it's a brief history that she wrote. I edited a little bit of it, and the edits that I did was basically to add more names. Like, okay, who are we missing? You know, and for me, the key in the beginning was the beginning. And I always ask Alexis, because the log itself, the very first carvings were actually from a native artist, California Indian person up north, and I always forget his name. And this is why it needed to be written down, you know. And then after that, Cookie, the Maori, and his wife Tanya came, and that's when they did the we work with Tule, but we all to do Tule regalia and Tule canoe with Auntie Diane, but we also learned how, that was the beginning of us learning how to carve. So just knowing that we had so many different master carvers from different peoples help us is an amazing thing, honestly. And then knowing that, you know, like what r.a.d said, what Leng said was, you know, that we're part of L. Frank's family, you know, the canoe family is also a really strong thing, because within that, you know, there were several, and this is how Rachel kind of was important key, Rachel, because Rachel ended up and myself, we ended up going to Standing Rock at the time with L. Frank. So that connection is really, really deep. So I just wanted to mention that, you know, like we are on Turtle Island, and you know, just Champoy's here, you know, in our group, and he's done a lot of water journeys too. So in doing this, I think a lot of people think of like all the things that might need to be done on land. I mean, on water, but there's also, you know, what happens on land. We have so many community members that would just cook for us. I mean, that they would come, they would show up and they would cook for us. We were gifted many songs. We were gifted a song. Oh my gosh, my brain's going cuckoo. Lagitan gifted a song for us. Jenny gifted us a song. Lane shared a song with us. And I'm mentioning this now because L. Frank is going to be bringing the Tiots to the waters, the Bay waters, the SFA waters, and has invited the Filipinos, because we've always been a part of her canoe family. She's invited the Filipinos to create new songs, because in protocol, like when you're like the Pacific, when you, like I'll say, when I went to Aotearoa when I was trained by the Maori healers, it's like when one people approaches another people, or even in Kalinga, or even in Ifaga, when one village goes to another village, they have their own song. What is that song? So that they could identify who's coming. Are they enemies? Are they friends? Who are they? But then, and so in New Zealand, it's like, okay, who's coming to my village? So it's a way of announcing, you know, it's a way of announcing that. And so, but when I was talking to her, when she was first sharing that, she's like, we need new songs. She goes, I want new songs. And so for those of you, there's many ways to contribute to Bangka Journey. And then going back to Grandpa Babe, to Akram Babe, his teachings were pivotal for us, you know, as a Pit River Indian and then storyteller, sharing both his childhood story, but also sharing his dream, which this is a part of. Knowing those stories are good to know, you know, because he's still with us, even though he's not here physically. This is a continuation of his dream. This is a continuation of how he saw us healing the world, not only with singing at dawn and not only with dancing on the earth to let the earth know that we love her, but also his dream and vision that he saw that there were these canoes that were in the San Francisco Bay waters, and that we were a part of that. So the fact that more people are coming in, you know, young people, is like, what is my role? Like, you know, at the time when Leng and I were involved, you know, I was like, oh, I want to carve. Then I was like, and I was still strong. Oh, I want to paddle. Okay, now I'm older, my shoulders hurt, I get pains here. It's like, maybe I won't paddle, you know, maybe just carving is my thing, you know, or maybe just, you know, I might be land crew. So, I mean, I might just be cooking, of course I would love to paddle, but when you hurt, it's a little more difficult if you have to go mile after mile after mile. So yeah, and I know that there's a Bigiw coming, at a certain point in time. So I just want to welcome everyone here. I'm going to throw a bunch of things in the chat. So for those of you that are interested, and I found a recording of the Bangka song that Jenny gifted us. And I will throw also into the chat the words. I hope it might cut my copy and paste. So I'm gonna stop talking because we have some other folks here that are also involved. And I invite you, if you're here with us in the beginnings, to share a little bit about how you were feeling. How did it make you feel? You could see just from me talking. I'm not telling you how I feel, but you could observe that there are things around how I feel and sharing with you. So I'm gonna stop and put some stuff in the chat.
You want to go first, Janice? Then I'll go after you.
Sure, Nestor. It's interesting. I guess the word that comes to me is halo halo because it's been like a mixture that I haven't thought of it in terms of Bangka, but I too didn't know how to carve, and like I knew everyone didn't know how to carve, but that wasn't really on my mind. I just kept showing up, and I just trusted like Lagita knew, and I just trusted Uncle Philip knew. And I was born in Cebu. I grew up in the islands, and like we would go to our ancestral island every summer. And I don't think that it was even done there, growing up. And I know that there are folks trying to revive it that I know, Bugsay, I think that's his name in Cebu. But like even in Cebu, I didn't see it growing up. So it was also, I think it's also a lost tradition or it's a tradition that we're losing also, I think, in the Philippines. And I mainly wanted to do it because, well, first because my great grandfather, my tatay, is a fisherman. And it was through here, like I guess the more I just showed up, it was just a lot of laughter, just a lot of, knowing not to call the canoe a boat. Abby, I've met you a couple times, and one of my favorite memories is like making mongo soup at Alexis's house, in his kitchen. Yeah, there are a lot of ebbs and flows, but I just really felt a lot of like the generosity of spirit, like the better values in our Philippine Pinay community. And yeah, just lots of sharing and laughs. And I think, yeah, this is like really the first time that I guess the other thing I want to say is this was like a really embodied way for me to decolonize. I think there was a lot of like, and because I work well with my hands, it's like the best way for me to decolonize. And it was a great opportunity to do so rather than like really coming at it mentally. So yeah, and it wasn't even just decolonizing through our culture, but it was like decolonizing in Turtle Island with like these First Nations people that were also teaching me. So yeah.
That's where you met your cousin.
Yeah, that's where I met my cousin Clay. Like, I mean, yeah, was also connected to Leng. We were just talking and we were like, oh, we got partnered up and we were like, yeah, DJ Lapu Lapu. It's like, oh, which island is your family from? Like, oh, from this island. And it was like, oh my God, are you my cousin Clay? And so yeah, I've never met him before. I'd heard about him, but I'd never met him. So yeah, just really uncanny. Yeah, DJ Lapu Lapu.
And
That's my cousin.
if I could just share too, it also connected me to Dara, Denise, because your cousin's mom was a dear mentor, friend of mine, Aurora Fernandez, and she was a public health nurse. And I was actually grieving at that time because she had passed away. And in the videos, you'd see our heads shaven, and to honor those who had passed. So this Bangka journey has also been a healing space for lost loved ones. in current times. So it's also brought that healing space with connecting with. I mean, I never thought I'd be meeting her niece. And here we're building together, and in spirit and in joy, and also thank you.
When I was watching the presentation, um, it is so different to be told story of what happened and then actually being part of it. It's just like every image of that thing. It's like, I know I've been there. I saw these people, and like the feeling of the wind, the feeling of the sun, the feeling of the grass around, and the feeling of people, and eating food together with them, and then talking with each other, like really listening in person, in groups. I could feel that, and you know, um, when we had this thing of the Bangka, it's like helping to decolonize so that you reconnect, heal, and transform, and that really happened to me because I mean, I came to this country when I was about 9 or 10 years old, and that's a lot of not knowing my own culture, and that's 9 years old. And then for most of my life, I've been westernized, and so a lot of my friends were actually white people. And so when going into the group in the Bangka journey, I was actually uncomfortable, and I said, "Why am I uncomfortable with my own people?" Like all of a sudden, I couldn't really talk. But with white people, it's like, yeah, I can talk like this easily. And all of a sudden, something started to happen inside of me, of really questioning, and then also the information that I was getting. Columbus, I didn't know. It's like, oh yeah, like the history saying that a hero. This guy's a murderer, created genocide. I didn't know that. This is part of my awakening, right? And then, in about the racism in this country, I was really into I mean, I didn't know that my assimilation actually made me really disconnect with my own self, with my own family, my own community, and with my own culture, to the point that I felt ashamed of being Filipino and not being able to, and having the accent. Oh my God, I mean, I wish I didn't work on taking out my accent. People made fun of, like, when I talk, my name is Nestor Perez, and like when I started talking like this, and they would like, man, you got a really thick accent, and so started to work on getting rid of that. And so, and then, like listening to what happened to the natives, the genocide that happened, they're being treated, um, and look in the Philippines, they look up to going to America. It's like, wow, it's like heaven. That's the image that I got. And now it's like, I don't feel welcome. It's not what I thought it was. So so the healing, I reconnected. The healing started to happen. Meeting all of these people from around the world, transforming. And this is from building a canoe. I didn't know that this healing would happen and transformation would happen to you. And listening to people's story and being there, and then just like, even like just the carving and the feeling of that, it's like, I didn't know what was happening to me. I get like some splinter and things like that, but it didn't matter because it was like something's happening, you know. And so I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful for my wife. I didn't know what was happening also, but somehow everything worked. Everything always worked out, with all the challenges that happened and all the disorganization, and it always worked out somehow because everybody pulled together, you know. And so I went in this kind of blindly, but I'm glad that I actually did. but I'm not blind anymore. My eyes are open. My heart is open. I'm more aware. I'm more like it actually integrated me. I studied clinical psychology, at San Francisco State. Even that psychology of Western psychology compared to the Filipino psychology, as my wife, started talking to me about. It's like, yeah, man, we could feel proud of that because it's all about like, like um like the community is very, very important here. It's always about us, me, myself, and I. Kapwa, that kap, right? That whole psychology. So I really hope and wish, and I'm really very proud and happy that seeing people like champoy, with the carving and the artistry that they did. I was really totally impressed. What the heck? They're professionals. They're passionate about it. I mean, you could feel it, and the way they did the paddles. I'm like blown away. These people know how to do it. It's like very happy that they are.
Salamat, Nestor. That's yeah. I just want to say,
Thank you.
yeah, salamat. No, I just want to say, just be, everyone, we're like, time is 8:23. If you don't mind, maybe we'll go a little few more minutes, but I wanted to share a little something because I'm really moved by all the things that you are sharing. And yeah, I mean, yeah, wow. It's like maybe the time, I mean, again, I'm speaking of this, it's like maybe this is just a good kind of test of what this is like, to gather people, because I wasn't sure, but I feel like just hearing all the depth of what you are sharing, it makes me really aware that like that this is a great space to hold and to have. In fact, like, I keep thinking like, oh, maybe there is a way that we could even um have this happen in person. I know the convenience of also like having other people from different parts of the world, like, even Rebecca in Japan is able to join us, but also just like what it's like to gather, so I'm really grateful that hearing this from all of you who are like directly been involved with it from the beginning. I think what I want to share is also the kind of the weaving of the dreams that I have been also fortunate to share also with some of the newer folks who are just kind of coming in with like Orion and Kahayag, especially once I was able to yeah, like really like hear and connect in that way. And I feel like the dream is really so that we can keep doing this and kind of feel resourced in doing it, because I feel like to have access to these, especially all the ancestral knowledge that we are tapping into, all the healing, decolonizing, like it doesn't feel right to also like, like charge people. Like we should have some kind of a resource so that we can do this for our community. I just want to share that. And, that's something I'm looking into, kind of looking into some of the grants that Holly sent me. So people also know, and I know Orion's also like really good at writing grants. So I've been talking to them a lot about these things and, just dreaming, right? To kind of make that new vessel. So just want to share that and really like also hoping that these gatherings are helpful to inform newer, younger people who want to get involved about it. Yeah, I'll shut up. Abby, I see your hands are raised. You want to share?
I'm all scrambled looking for the mute button. I'm almost like, where is the unmute? I know it's getting to be 8:30 and I wanted to just say a little something before I go and put these little ones to bed and wrap up my evening. But as somebody of mixed descent, y'all are gonna make me cry now. Just somebody of mixed descent. My mom is from the islands, but and was the one who raised me, but it was always challenging to take full ownership of like my ancestral lineages, and for those of you who know me and have welcomed me in, like just welcomed and loved me so much over the years, and y'all helped me heal that like gap between me being able to have ownership because of how I present. And I think this space is very special for that. And so, yeah, these are like tears of just like, thank you and so much gratitude. And thank you for just being family. And even time goes by and I don't see you and we see each other again. And it's like we just had dinner yesterday, you know? So yeah, I just want to say thank you. And I love you so much. Yeah.
And we love your energy.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
and she has very active boys, and you know, it's the one thing that I like that we have a few photos of the babies that came to the Bangka and grew up around the Bangka, that they from the beginning were always with us. So it's wonderful when those families come in, you know, and like I'll be real, and like families, we all have families. We have the ups and downs of the families too. So this is a good gathering that you've brought us together. I do want to mention though that Alexis will be in town. So for those of you that are available on May 6th, he will be at the Gongster's Paradise. All of us Kulintang players, we're all. I made it a point to go to Gongster's Paradise coming up because it's my birthday week that week. Master Danny Kalanduyan and I share the same birthday week. And Ron and his wife Lydia have been doing this Kulintang gathering, mostly in honor of Master Danny, but it's kind of become like for me, a reunion, you know, So yeah. Thank you, Abby.
Thank you.
I'm gonna share, it's a recording of the Bangka song. I wish I had, and maybe, you know, when Lagitan comes to town, you know, that he could teach us that song again, or those of you that get to Vegas, we could relearn the song that Lane shared with us. I think Alexis knows that song. So yeah, maybe we always gathered around campfires in the winter, although now it's going to be summer. And if you come to this county, it's a fire zone during certain times. But, you know, gathering in person around a campfire would be really, really nice, you know, and I do want to share this. I'm going to speak for Alexis, even though I shouldn't, is that, you know, the Bangka has been through many changes and she needs repair. She needs work. And so for those of you that do feel called in terms of doing work directly with fixing her, because we want her to continue to be water worthy, but it requires work. So in the move from the Wapo territory back to Coast Miwok Pomo territory here in Santa Rosa, you know, where it is fairly safe, we need to begin work on it. And I don't know, I'm no expert, and a lot of different people have different opinions on how to do it. But I know when Alexis came to town in the spring, I'm going to share that he was very sad and about the neglect of the Bangka. And I'm just going to put that out there. There are many beautiful things that we do, but even in terms of responsibility, that was the one thing that Alexis told to Leng and I when we began this, when we were gifted the log. You know, it's a huge responsibility also because, you know, as I was sharing with all elements, is that the trees, everything has a spirit. Everything has a spirit. So this wood, this beautiful wood that was once a live tree, it's still alive. It's still a spirit. It's not completely happy because we need to care for her more. And I just want to be real and put that out there. So for those of you that feel called for this part of Bangka Journey to assist in the repair, you know, Elle Frank is there and she's a resource and has some ideas about what to do. And she's very innovative. And we could probably tap into some other carvers as well. But what Nestor was talking about is that we actually did work. You know, we actually were there. We used our hands. You know, Janice, I've talked to her off and on over the years, and she keeps telling me we need the outriggers. So with the outriggers, we need bamboo that is at least 6 inches in diameter. I think the ones that we have are like 3 or 4. And that requires a drive down to, Alexis found a place in, I think it's central LA. It's on the way to LA, you know, and so we were, the other thing is this, we were also gifted $1,000 from Fonco. Is it Fonco? Yeah. And it's the Filipino organization in the North Bay. They loved what we're doing. That money was supposed to be for transportation. We had decided at a certain point in time that we were going to get a trailer with that. Maybe we will share a trailer with Elle because she's always shared stuff with us. But in terms of like, it is a beautiful spiritual thing, but we have to remember we are in the physical reality. And in the physical reality, we have to do physical reality things. And I think Champoy understands that because he's an artist and he works with his hands a lot to create this and that.
I was just saying that maybe Kahaya can bring some of those big guadua.
So I just want to just let you know, like, in terms of like, it's a beautiful thing, but it also requires responsibility. And some of us are getting older, you know, some of us, you know, and me, you know, I had told both Alexis and Leng Leng, oh, I'm retiring. And but I'm holding on because I can't leave until I know for sure. We got young people here that are going to like pick up the paddles, pick up the oars, pick up a carving tool, you know, lift a bunka, paddle, you know, paint, you know, that's why I hang on still just a little bit by my nails, you know. So I'm so happy that everyone's here and that we can gather. Gathering a person would be awesome. Gathering person would be awesome. Blessings to everyone.
Salamat. Padayon og Bugsay. I think that's the message, really, you know, keep on paddling. And, you know, I'm so grateful for everybody to, you know, for being here, really. And, you know, 8:30 is here and I want to be mindful of time. Everybody get their, like, you know, sleep routine. But also, Dara, did you want to add something? Oh, okay. Yeah, I just want to like, you know, just say like I'm so really grateful that like this gathering has happened. Like, you know, I keep asking r.a.d, like, is this gonna be okay? But I've now that I'm hearing everybody speak, I'm really so glad that like we all made this happen together. I just wanna also say, you know, I feel like that's gatherings and, you know, like looking into where we can find resources to continue doing these. You know, please feel free to reach out to, and I don't know if any also like to r.a.d or to myself. I've been really trying to figure out also how to connect dots together, because I know especially with Elle's like thing and that's happening, and just so that it doesn't feel like we're kind of, you know, just like more like a weaving, right? And it doesn't feel like it's taking away anything from any of the like projects. And yeah, like right now I'm just that's a lot to process, but I'm just really grateful. And I was gonna ask Holly, was that the song you're sharing on the link is there, or did you want to still sing a song too? Because I know
I'll sing a closing song, but
and I
that's
know
the
Ori.
song. That's a song that all of us could learn together around a campfire because that is our Bangka song.
Okay. No, I was just gonna say also Ori wants to share a song and I asked Ori, so maybe we can have Ori go first. Ori, will you be okay to go sing a song with us and then Holly can go after?
Yeah, thank you. And I just wanted to say just so much love to you all, and thank you for gathering around what I would think is the digital fire for stories. Lots of love to you all. I'll just share a quick one. It's just very simple. But I just feel so full from here, so I just want to sing this just in tribute to all the stories shared, all the voices, and just prayers to everyone's ancestors and to the descendants that will inherit this beautiful work. We've got all of our medicine right here, right now. We've got all of our medicine right here, right now. Do you feel? Yes, I feel it. Do you heal? Yes, I heal. Do you feel? Yes, I feel it. Do you heal? Yes, I heal. Your heart needs your attention. Right here, right now, your heart needs your attention. Right here, right now, do you feel? Yes, I feel. And do you heal? Yes, I heal. Do you feel? Yes, I feel. And do you heal? Yes, I heal. We've got all of our medicine. Oh, oh.
Salamat, Ori. And I just want to share really like Ori and I like connected like after the run for salmon too. And just kind of I'm just so grateful for Ori for all the support and help they're doing. Also for Ruby here who's here. And also like Kahayag just for all the work we've been doing, but hearing all your stories, so like we haven't done much. So thank you. I just want to say thank you. Holly, would you like to grace us with your
Thank you for your song, Ryan. This song is to bring creator Kabunyan into our lives and already as a part of our lives. It's in Kalinga language. Also gifted to us by Jenny Bauer Young. So the meaning of the song talks about the supreme and almighty Kabunyan, that we give all praise to Kabunyan, all glory, honor, and blessing to Kabunyan. So Ka'anang tuan Kabunyan, Ka'apautugan Kabunyan, Chayalosanum kuam, Patoglosanum kuam, Abuska un osa, Kana tuan Kabunyan, Kaapatugin Kabunyan, Chayalasan unkuam, Pataglosan unkuam, Abuska un osa.
salamat? Oh, salamat so much. I also want to acknowledge also Kahayag's mom. It's great to see you, Face. I've heard a lot about all the great work you're doing. And silingan data sa ko dito sa atong isla. And Bercasio, just acknowledge folks here.
Silingan kayo. Sige pa kung adto. So, magsige kung uban kang kahayag sa iyang journey, uban ka ninyo.
Salamat kayo for joining us. And Marco, good to see you here. And again, I'm hoping maybe we can try to do it again. And I feel like just hearing these and really thinking about how to move on with the Bangka, I'm just so full right now. I don't even want to say more.
Thank you.
Just want to say thank you for being here.
Much love.
Blessings.
Thank you.
Ayong gabi.
So much love.
Ayun,
Good
salamat.
night,
Take
everyone.
a photo.
Take care.
I'm gonna take a screenshot really quick. Okay. Daghang salamat. Blessings.
Salamat po.
Mabuhay.
Much love.
Mabuhay.